Ooh-wee. Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. This is a special live tonight. I have absolutely no script whatsoever. I just decided, I said, you know what? I watched a friend of mine who did a live. It's just taking questions, just talking, just chopping it up. And I said, I think I could do that as well. So shout out to Gothics, G Boogie over there at Gothics. She just does a great job, man. I was really encouraged, actually, because I watched her live stream and she literally talks for 3 hours answering questions from atheists and agnostics and people that maybe disagree with her about the faith. And now, mind you, if you're familiar, Gothics recently became a Christian. And I do believe she's saved. I do believe that she is a believer in Christ. And I just thought it was really cool to watch. So I sit and watch it while I'm working. So you know what? I think I'm gonna just jump on tonight. I also got some things I'm gonna get off my chest and kind of talk about. So when people jump on, when people slide into the chat, we can answer questions, so on and so forth. But I just wanted to sit around and just chop it up. And so I want to start off by just saying, big shout outs to Gothics. I might actually watch one of her live streams are long. Oh, good gracious. I might watch one day and answer some of the questions that she gets, because I think she gets some great questions. And that would be kind of fun, I think. I think I might do that one day, or maybe have her come on the show. One or the other, we'll figure it out. I think having her come on the show would be super dope as well. But so yeah, so on her channel, here it is. So today she was like, what's on your mind? And she was just talking it up, just chatting it up with the peeps. And I thought it was super cool. And that's kind of what stirred me on. I said, you know what, I haven't done just a general live stream, no real focus or anything. Is this the right one? Yeah, this is it. So she was just taking questions, just answering questions and talking about where she is, her worldview, and such like that. I just thought it was fun. So I enjoyed watching that. And I said, I can do that as well. I just said I would hop in and just talk about it on tonight. So hopefully we'll take advantage of that and maybe try that out in the future. I think that'll be fun to do that, just to chop it up. I might take some of her questions. Like, she gets some great questions. I mean, there were some great questions that she got. And again, she's just talking about a worldview and populating those questions that come up on her screen and just answering them. I think that's great. So shout out to Gothics. If you get an opportunity, go check her out. See what she's doing over there. Tell her Dear Woke Christian sent you. I think that'll be fun. I think she'd have a good chuckle out of that. We've talked a couple times offline, so I think she would get a good chuckle out of that, telling her that I sent you. Another person who's been doing just a great job is my good friend April over at the Standard of Truth podcast. And recently, let's go ahead and pull April's channel in here as well. Recently, she did it was just a haymaker. She was throwing bombs. And she did a show focusing on the role of men in family. And I just thought it was outstanding. So here's April's channel, the Standard of Truth podcast. And you want to go check out, she did a couple really great ones. The Devoted Family Man, was Kevin Samuels wrong? And what do men really want? Those are some great ones right there. Check them out. And I think you'll really be encouraged by hearing a woman's viewpoint pertaining to all the different sundry things that are going on in society. April does a great job of tackling that. She had another one about the feminist theory. Black girl magic is trash, feminism. So those things that tend to not be addressed by the culture, especially not in the Christian space. So this is a great time for you to hear something from a Christian woman, giving her perspective, giving her viewpoint on some pretty interesting topics. So I hope you'll check that out as well. All right. We are able to. All right. Now, testing out the microphone, make sure everything works right. I think I might jump over and go live on screens to make sure that I'm getting the most bang for my buck on this afternoon. Is this because this is a non-live? That's why it's unlisted, so it won't show up in there. That's why. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about some random stuff that didn't really fit and match with other stuff on Dear Woke Christian, but I just want to get them off my chest. I just want to talk about some ratchet stuff, not ratchet stuff, but just some like, man, every now and then, man, you just want to talk about the cultural stuff. I generally don't talk about a lot about cultural things. So I just figured today would be a good day to do it and check out the system, make sure everything's working like it should. And here we go. Checking this out. Excuse me. Oh yeah, sounds good. Sounds great. Oh yeah. I like it. All right, what we got here. All right, good people. Checking 1 2. All right. All right. Oh my. All right, so all right, I think we're gonna switch gears. Grace and peace, everybody. Grace and peace. The subway tagger is back. I'm out here in these subway streets tagging subway cars. I'm back. Christian in the building. What's happening, everybody? I have no idea why I've decided not to turn my lights on. Oh, well, I decided not to. But it is what it is. Hopefully everybody's having a great, what day is this? Today's Tuesday. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday on today. I just wanted to get on here, man. Just want to have some, I saw a great exchange today and it encouraged me. So I said I would jump on and kind of talk a little bit about it and then just answer questions and yammer or talk about other things, whatever y'all want to talk about on this evening. What we got in the building. Some of the good people have stopped in. Good to see y'all. Thank you so much. Grace and peace. Good to see y'all. And yeah, I saw a really cool exchange. And you all have heard me talk about this YouTuber before. Her name is Gothix. And real quick, while you all are getting settled in, I'm going to pull her page back up. And I just think it's really cool because, all right, yeah, there's G Boogie right there. All right, so I just think it's hilarious, man. Gothic's fairly new Christian. She is a believer. She's in Christ. And I just find it so encouraging. Gothics will get on and talk for 3 hours with unbelievers and atheists and agnostics about her worldviews. She'll just sit around and talk about it and parse it out. If she doesn't understand something, doesn't know something, she'll just say, hey, I need to look into that. But this was like 3 hours today. And she was just chatting it up. I thought it was really encouraging because a lot of her answers were spot on the money. There's some answers I know believers, long-term believers, who have not given answers that well. And I just was encouraged. So I just want to give a shout out to Gothics. Check her channel out. Again, I'm giving you fair warning. She does some long live streams, but they're really good. She just kind of talks about whatever's on her mind, like literally whatever's on her mind. Off the dome, she might be talking about politics. She might be talking about economics. Of course, she's going to center it all around faith, which I think is really cool because she makes a lot of hay about the fact that she's a believer and the fact that she reads the scripts and that she's learning about Christ. And, shout out to her pastors and those who are discipling her and her husband because, I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm praying for her and her husband that they will continue in the faith and continue. Oh my gosh. And continue not only growing in Christ, but making much of our Lord. So shout out to Gothics. If you go by her channel, let her know Dear World Christian sent you and call her and thought that it was just a great show. So, and she does this pretty much like twice, 3 times a week. So it's not really a one-time off, but I thought that was cool. What did you say, Shara? What did you say? Jason, Dear World Christian, I didn't hear you weigh in on the great grits debate on This Week in Woke. What was the grits debate? I'm not really a grits fan. Now, I will tell you this. I've been known to eat some shrimp and grits, but I'm not like, I don't really. Now, whenever I eat grits, I like my grits on the savory side. So I am against, sugar on grits. So I'm not a sugar on grits guy, but I don't have a dog in the race like that. But what did I miss? What was the debate? Was there really a debate or you just saying that, Shara? Because you want to talk about food, because it's my channel and y'all like talking about food. Okay, let me see, Atlanta 82. Tell me how you really feel. Don't hold anything back. Just let yourself out. Let it out. Oh, if you like sugar or cheese or salt and pepper. Okay. Of those, I would have to be a salt, pepper, and butter guy. Cheese on grits? I don't think I've had cheese on. I'm trying to think. Probably I have. No, never mind. I take that back. I've had cheese on grits. It's just not my jam. Sugar, not my deal at all. But yeah, I'm a salt and pepper, add some butter to it kind of guy. If I had to pick one of them. So, or something on that list. Really? Okay, in the live chat on This Week in Woke, you know what? I was trying to stay focused because I had so much stuff I wanted to talk about this week. I'm sorry. And you know what probably did it? Jen. Jen comes in every blue moon talking about sugar on grits. So I wouldn't doubt it at all because that's what Jen does. That's my Spellman sister, and I think she just was out of control. But all right, just sorry about that. All right. I have to go back and look. I have to go back and watch the live stream and look at the live chats. So y'all are wild though. Shara said, I never had grits. I'm Hispanic. So how many belongs to menudo and plazo? Really? Okay. Yeah, I just think that's the great thing about humanity. And dare I even say the wonderful thing about America is that we have so many different food tastes and so many different food options that like, it just seems like a part of Americana. Like I've never not known grits to be a part of the American landscape, but apparently it's not. And I think that's kind of cool. What is a grit? My cousin. What's a grit? My cousin Vinny. Is that from the movie? Really? Never saw it. My cousin Vinny. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that. I know the gist of it, but yeah, never watched it. All right, so be ready, y'all. This is just a live stream. We're gonna talk about a whole bunch of not necessarily Dear Woke Christian stuff. So I got a couple of things on my mind. There are no notes, but I got a couple of things I want to get off my chest. All right. Down in the chat, let me know. Okay, down in the chat, I want to talk about, okay, I know. I want to talk about how we're raising our girls, or Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. Now, both of them are going to bleed into each other, but I want to have a demonstrative conversation about that. So which one do y'all want to start with? Jada Pinkett Smith and Will, how we're raising our girls. I mean, again, one is going to lead into the other one, so it don't really matter. But I've just been having a lot of conversations about this week, probably because I have girls. And lots of people are talking to me about how I'm raising my girls. And watching society, I don't know if I'm doing a good job. So in the chat, let me know what you want, which one you want to go for. Jada Pinkett Smith or Will? I don't like how Jada treated. All right, let's go with that. Let's go. All right, so, all right. I got two girls. I got a middle schooler and a high schooler. And I'm telling y'all right now, watching what we're raising in this society, I'm telling you right now, we need to stop. We must stop with, here it comes, y'all, because this is going to be a hot take. We got to stop telling our girls that unequivocally they can be whatever they want to be. They can do whatever they want to do. It does not matter what they do, when they do, or how they do it. They can always have everything. That is not palpable. It's not doable. It's not doable at all. And I think we as parents, we as those that love them, the community, the village, if you will, would do them a great service by encouraging little girls to not chase after the bag, to not chase after being everything and anything, because when the time comes, because it will come, they are going to be stuck with the bag, holding the bag, and that's all they're going to have. I don't think that we are doing our girls a service by telling them what we're telling little girls to do today in modern America is to compete with men, not complete a man. I'm going to say it again. We are telling little girls in this day and age to compete with men rather than to complete a man. And there is a universe of difference between those two statements, because I'm telling you right now, these young ladies, and I heard the term hit the wall, and I think that's a very true statement. Feel free to chime in, ladies. If you agree with me or you think I'm wrong, it's fine too. There's a term called hit the wall, where your feminine beauty hits its peak and starts to decline. So there's nothing you can do. It's just age and time starts to take effect. So then that's when, they might start trying to get surgeries and get things nipped and snipped and tucked and all of that stuff. But when they hit the wall, that's when things start to change. And you see it and you hear it in society today. I mean, just pick a superstar, pick somebody who's famous, and you can see it. Pick somebody in your community, whatever like that, you see it. And I think we would do the next generation a solid by not telling little girls, you can do anything. You can be anything. You really can't. You really cannot. You can't. But guess what? Neither can men either. So let's just be honest. If we stop telling little people, hey, you can be anything. No, you can't. You can't. But that's okay because God didn't create you to be anything. He created you to be something. And that being the case, stick with something that's realistic, because if we tell them to go after all this non-realistic stuff and they spend the better part of their 20s and their 30s into their 40s chasing after the bag, chasing after all of this phantom and smoke, when they look around and they're looking for a husband, there won't be one. And I don't think we're doing them a service, because at the end of the day, how many people do you know rather, that are never had kids? I don't need no man, all that kind of stuff like that. And now as their lives are coming to an end, they wish they could have somebody to bother them, or somebody to get on their nerve, or somebody to make noise in the house. But no, they got the great house. They had the great job and a great career, but they don't have anything beyond that. Because keep in mind, you spend your entire life chasing after the bag. You got more degrees than a thermometer. You out there making it happen. You are a boss chick, whatever they call it. Okay, you're a boss, right? When you die, none of that stuff transfers. Not a bit. Not a bit. And I'm telling you right now, your Instagram followers are not going to come to your funeral. Your Facebook friends are not going to come to your funeral. Your YouTube commenters are not coming to your funeral. It's going to be your family. It will be your family. But you have spent all of your life out here living a perpetual hot girl summer. And now, as life is coming to an end, as a curtain is being drawn, as the fat lady's warming up, you have nothing there but cats. And that's not cool. I don't think we're doing our girls a favor by doing that, by encouraging them to compete with men. Because think about it like this also. If a man, in God's economy, in God's understanding, a man should bring something to the table and be able to bring his wife into his home, and she takes on his name and she provides kids and all that kind of stuff. The man is providing for this woman and these children that the Lord has blessed them with. If a man comes to a woman and she got more than him, what is he going to contribute? Let's just be honest. What's he really truly going to contribute? Nothing. We're raising our girls to compete with men rather than complete a man. And there's nothing wrong with a woman working. Not trying to say that. There's nothing wrong with a woman having aspirations. Not saying anything like that. Nope. All I'm saying is, are we teaching them, raising them to compete with a man, or are we teaching them, raising them to complete a man? There's a big deal. Now, of course, the feminists will say all this kind of stuff about me and this, that, and the third. I don't care. Whatever. Your kid's going to be living in your daughter's going to be living in your basement. You're going to be cat grandparents. Miss me with that. You're going to be dog grandparents. Miss me with that. I ain't worried about you. I don't care what you think about me. I don't want to be cat grandparents. I don't want to be dog grandfather. That's going to be a mess. That's stupid. I'm not going to do it. So if you want to do that, you just keep on doing it. I'm not going to be your dog granddad, godfather. Shut up. All right. Atlanta since 82. I'm going to call you 82. Says, I have two girls. One of them is a senior in high school and the other is in sixth grade. Okay, so I have a junior and an eighth grade. Junior high school and eighth grader. Yeah, beauty standards are ridiculous, Shara says. Remember, society tells men that they can be women. Shaking their head. I work with an older female who admits she hated not having kids or a husband. And I'm going to leave this on the screen for a second, 82. I believe, just from my surface research, if we ask most people to be honest, most women to be honest, they really did want a husband. Even the I don't need no man crowd, even the I can do it all by myself, I don't need no man. I'm willing to put some money on it. They probably did really want a man. And they've just said it so much that they've drowned out that voice in them that said, I wanted to be a wife. I think they really drowned it out. I saw so many men pretending to be women this weekend. It was disturbing. I don't even want to know where you were. And so this is back with Atlanta 82. She says she chased the bag. She went to Clark Atlanta. So she definitely bought into the feminist movement. Amen. Amen. What's going on, his servant? Good to see you. Grace and peace. What's going on, Brian Shannon? Good to see you, man. This is just a quiet live stream. I have no agenda. I just wanted to talk about some topics. I wanted to talk about how we're raising our girls, and I wanted to talk about Will and Jada. Now, I realize that both those topics kind of tie into one another and cross-pollinate, so we'll just be here until we get done talking or until y'all get mad at me. One or the other or both. Hey, Jason. Here we go. Hey, Jason, my parents said I could live with them my whole life so long as I was staying out of trouble. I got married at 29 because we just hadn't found each other sooner. Oh, praise God. Look, I want them to get married and get on the street, get married and go. I'm saying that. I mean it because I don't want to be a dog father, grandfather. I don't want to be a cat grandfather. I'm allergic to cats, for crying out loud. No, I want my daughters to be good wives, to be great helpmeets for some young man. And one day they can come knock on my door and bring me my grandchildren. Absolutely. But no, absolutely not. The grandchildren can't have 4 legs. Absolutely not. Gotcha, man. Yeah, Eric, I just felt, okay, I don't know. Okay, here. So yeah, I don't think I'm doing too much. I don't like that. I'm gonna put my hat back on. I don't know why I did it the other day, and I kind of liked it. Hey, BCC, good to see you. Grace and peace. So yeah, that was it. I was just like, we have to be careful. I really think we should really examine those who are raising girls and those who are raising boys too. I think there's a lot to be said about how we're raising our young men. But I do believe the way we're raising our young girls is problematic because we are raising them to compete with their husbands. Like they out here fighting for the corner office with the man they're supposed to be married to. That's crazy. That's bananas. I'm sorry. There's no way you can make that make sense to me. So yeah, I think we should do a better job at that. And I would love to see, and feel free now, if you disagree with me, please chime in the chat, because I could be crazy. And you can salve my conscience, because my conscience is bothered by the fact that I see too many young women, because of course, because I have girls, they're friends. I'm looking at them like, I don't think we're doing a good job of teaching these young ladies to prepare to be wives one day. And to care for a husband, care for children. Not saying that they can't have aspirations. Please don't hear what I didn't say. I did not say that they cannot have aspirations. Most certainly they can have aspirations. They can have aspirations even outside the home. Absolutely. But being aware and being cognizant that they're there to help complete that husband and help him become the man and the leader and the provider that God has intended for him to be. That's your job. That's your job. Eric is still telling me that I look like a Sith Lord. I love it. I love it. What you got there, his servant? What you got? Yes, and they need their own home to run and to be responsible for. Say that again. Say that again. The thought of this crew nowadays having their own apartments and having their own responsibilities, man, I'm like, yo, we got to do a better job with these people. We got to do a whole lot better. All right, what did Brian say? He said, I was just doing a little Bible study with my kids last night, and we talked about how a bad sign in ancient Israel is when women ruled over their husbands. Come on. And you can just remove ancient Israel and put modern day anything. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna still talk about Jada. Don't you worry about that. I'm gonna start a comment about Jada. Shara says, I had a friend who used to count the days for her son to move out after high school. And when he left for college, all she did was miss him. See, I told my daughter she had 18 years when she was born. My wife's like, don't do that. I said, no, she got 18 years. She got to go to college. She got to go somewhere. But she going to be up out of here. That's what she going to be. His servant says, I'm so thankful my girls wanted to be moms and stay at home. They love it. They both went to college and got useful degrees, but they are using the degrees as moms. I love it. I love it. How old are your daughters, by the way, his servant? How old are they? The more women want to be like men or do what men do or hijack everything men like and are interested in, the more it blurs the line between male and female and why we have this messed up society now. I will go as far to say, Eric, the more women try to say that they can do the things that men do, it makes it very easy for men to say they can do the things that women do. If women stood and said, no, there are clear defined lines between males and females, double X chromosomes and XY chromosomes. If women did that, I believe there would be less push in this mad, insane rush to do whatever women do. Because you see, there's tons of men thinking they're women, tons of women thinking they're men. But if women actually stood up and said, no, there's a clear, defined difference. Now, you're going to still have the people that are trying to do what they're doing, but it wouldn't be to this level that we see in society today because women are actually standing up saying, no. How many times do you see women defending men doing what women should be doing? How many times do you see women, especially like in female sports? How often do you see women, biological women, arguing for men to compete in women's sports? What, where have we got? How did we get here? Okay, 31 and 27. Okay, so that's about my daughter's split. My daughters are 3.5 years apart, so that's about right. Okay, cool. Whew. There's hope. I love it. Thank you so much. All right, jump back in here. Yes, it is a shame to men when women rule. But I agree with the scripture. The problem is, I think there should be a stronger push for godly women to pump the brakes. Because when men do it, it's very easy to say, oh, you're misogynistic. Oh, you just want to keep women down. You want to oppress women, especially when there's not a chorus of women yelling the same thing on their side. Because when men stand in the way, they're like, oh, they can just kind of shoo us off as, you're just a Neanderthal. But if women are saying it, then that becomes a little bit different. And I don't think enough women are saying, not saying that no women are saying it, not saying that no women are saying it. What I am saying, however, is that not enough are saying it, especially godly women making themselves known in their churches, in their small groups and such like that, that there is a clear roles for women. Even in the church, there are clear roles for women within Christ's church. And that those women are happy and willing to fill those roles as they are supposed to be filled. I think there's a lot of power in that. I feel like I missed something. All right. Now, the flip side of that is women trying to change their men. Remember in the 90s when women were telling me to embrace their feminine side. That is correct. Now, look, men are in their bathrooms, in their dressing rooms. To me, I think that was where we are today was a slow boil all the way from the 60s. The devil has he's very patient and he has a long game. And I think this was a part of that long game. Men tap into your more feminine side, your softer side, AKA men don't be like God created you to be. That's really it. So I agree with you. Yeah, they're going to get what they wanted. You're 100% correct. The problem is my girls don't want that. My wife don't want that. All right, and it depends on cultural backgrounds, Shara says. In Hispanic families, it's not uncommon to stay at home longer than other groups, and there's no shame in it. Yeah, I hope I didn't sound like that. Let me back that out. Let me say it a different way. I would like my daughters to have a plan to move on. They don't have to leave on the day they turn 18. I mean, however, if they're going to college, that's great. If they're going to go to work, that's great, whatever. But I want them to have a plan post graduation. So my big girl, she's got a year and a couple months to decide what she's going to do. And I just want them to have a plan. That's more of it. Yep. It's a culmination of many generations of stupidity. I mean, let's just be honest. I think I might have started it too late. I'm sorry, too early. It's been going on since the garden. Let's just tell the truth, shame the devil. It's been going on since the garden. But I think it really cranked up. It really cranked up in the 60s, but I could be wrong. I'm not a historian like that, but I do play one on YouTube. I just know that, man, it's kind of a mess what we're seeing today. And I think we as believers really have an opportunity to speak to the culture, speak to what's going on that we see in society, and offer like true hope to that rather than the shenanigans that we see today. Eric says also, look at how feminine male fashion has become. Absolutely. I see males who look more feminine than women and women who look more masculine than men. It's completely flipped. Others, I can't tell what they are. No, you're right. No, zero argument for me. Here we go. Women always say men are misogynistic. Those are the same ones that are misogynistic. Whew. I know I probably mispronounced that. So down in the chat, let me know down in the comments if I mispronounce that word. They love telling me if I mispronounce words. Little by little, Shara says, the culture was changed so that all this garbage is now accepted and celebrated. Amen. And I think that's why we as believers, matter of fact, I had a comment today. You know what? We're going to turn this into a dusty comment section because I didn't intend to, but this was super dusty. And it's kind of silly too. That's the other thing. I don't like silly, dusty comments. Oh, we're not even intending to do this. All right. So my intention was to talk about how we're raising our girls and Jada and Will, but we're going to take like a little hard break because I'm going to give this comment. I'm going to air out this dusty comment. Yep, here it is right here. All right, so this is on one of my Andy Stanley videos. Great video, by the way. I think I was impersonating a Sith Lord then too. I think I was. What do you know about that? Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm impersonating a Sith over there. That's craziness. All right, here we go. I'll bring this in. All right, let me take my hood off because I have no idea which one I'm talking to. All right. So pretty, this is my new evangelicals not interview, but video from earlier last week where the new evangelicals basically just confirmed what we all knew, that Andy Stanley was gay affirming. All right, on from there. But in the comment section, I got a dusty comment that I just want to air out and dust off because I don't know why it doesn't show up unless you hit something with YouTube. YouTube is being real special lately. So you may or may not have seen this comment, and I got to make it a little bit bigger so we can all see it. All right, let's do this. By the way, if you're just stopping by, this was not intended live stream. We're just having fun. So just having a good conversation with some good people. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Tell people, hey, Jason's just talking about nothing tonight. All right. I think that's pretty good. All right, let's give it a little bit more room. Ooh, that's a lot better. Okay, so this person, I didn't understand because the conversation was about whether or not Andy Stanley was gay affirming. So I think that was pretty straightforward. I don't believe that there should be any question, doubt, or wonder based upon the video that I shared, because two gay affirming people felt like Andy Stanley's conference was gay affirming. So it had nothing to do, again, I only introduced and outroed the video. I let them talk. So all of the case was on the New Evangelicals. And I think they did a great job confirming what we already knew. This person right here, however, decided to come in and start talking about randomness. I don't like this. And this is a Google theologian. But what's a Google theologian, Jason? Well, Google theologians are people that go online and they literally type verses in the Bible about XYZ. And they just get the verses and they just plop them on the comment section. They give no context. They give no lead up, no understanding of it. They just plop them in there, say, see, Christians are meanie heads because blah, blah, blah. All right. And I really don't like those kind of comments. And I try to give people a little bit of grace. If you know me, I try to be gracious. But when you just come in there and you're just literally dropping 15 verses in the comment section with no real wisdom or insight into it, what did you do, Jason? I don't know. This video is not brought to you by vidIQ. Let's do this. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Well, we're going to figure that out. Drop this down again. There we go. All right. So here he goes. This person says the evangelical church has made lots of statements over the last decade about society's acceptance of sexual immorality. I do agree with that. I don't like evangelical church. The body of Christ should have been saying this from the beginning. So I'm going to give him that. But, hey, let us continue. Almost always it's around the LGBTQ plus issues. I'll call it the plus community moving forward. However, the area in which the church has changed most markedly is affirming sexual immorality in divorce and remarriage. You know what? I do agree with that. I do agree. And we can have a discussion about that. And we'll talk about that as we get into the rest of this dusty comment. And most plus community folks who grew up in the church understand this. Listen to the words of Jesus and Paul. So at least 8 times in the scriptures, it is plainly stated that marrying a divorced person with a living ex-spouse is committing adultery. And so it is cut and paste. Clearly, he just cut and paste these scriptures. There's no exegesis, no understanding of it. Just plop the verses down. And I guess that's supposed to be a big gotcha. But this would not be a dusty comments unit if we just let that go. So let us continue. In the last 100 years, these passages have been revisited by heterosexual pastors and theologians. And now no evangelical pastor would go to a couple where one has been remarried, and say that they are committing adultery. The pastor going to a remarried couple and telling them to divorce because of their adultery has often mandated by denominations 100 years ago. Okay, I'm gonna have to admit, I've never heard somebody say that you must, somebody who divorced and remarried needs to divorce their previous spouse to either go back. I've never heard that before. Maybe there is, but let us continue. One must wonder why evangelicals have no problem affirming heterosexual divorce and remarriage today, even beyond the so-called exception clause, but completely dismiss the idea of affirming the plus community folks. So we're going to go here. And here we go. And here's a sage that I like. Dear Woke Christian replies as follows. The argument would have more grit if you were asking evangelicals to be more faithful to the scriptures. Hey, Bubs, you're wrong on the plus community, but wrong on the heterosexual sin. Fix it. So my issue is that they're always asking the body of Christ to dumb down the standards, to dumb them down, because that's what you're doing when you're inviting and embracing the plus community. You're dumbing down the standards because there's some other, you're leveling the playing field by digging a deeper ditch or a wider ditch. That's all you're doing. So because the church, and I do agree, there are instances where I believe the church has kind of dropped the ball as it relates to married and remarried, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. But you don't just lower the standard. You say, hey, that's wrong. And so is that. It's easy to do. Not that's wrong. So therefore we got to have to let this sin be, this is right. So therefore we got to let this one be right too, because we didn't call that one out. That's ignorant. Do you affirm, so he continues, do you affirm that he who marries a divorced woman commits an ongoing adultery? If so, how can those who live in adultery and not repent, the biblical meaning of repent, not just saying, I'm sorry, be Christians, okay? Fair and valid question. Let me thumbs him down real quick. There we go. Fair and valid question. If somebody is married, they get divorced, they remarry, they are committing adultery. I got you there. You're correct. The only problem is with other sins, you can actually stop. If I'm robbing people, I can stop. If I'm cussing someone out, I can stop. I've committed adultery by marrying my new wife after divorcing my former wife. How do you stop the sin? So that's where I asked the next question. And I answer his question. I said, it's dicey and I think it's a sinful state. However, it has to have a termination, or you'd basically be saying that a divorced person could not be saved. I do not support that idea at all. And I continue. Do you affirm that the plus community is sinful? And the person is kind of dropped off. And I don't expect the person to reply because I don't think that they actually wanted to come to a resolution or even look at something that actually would make sense, because it wouldn't make sense if God is saying that somebody who gets married, let's say that let's give a couple scenarios. Let's say they're unbelievers, they get married. They're unbelievers and they get divorced, and one of the spouses marries somebody else and becomes a believer. Well, now technically they are committing adultery. You're correct. But are you saying that they are going to perpetually be in sin? So there has to be a place where you actually say the sin has been terminated. I don't know. That's why I don't believe that we should hold people to that standard now, but we can say that in the role of a pastor, deacon, or elder, somebody who fits that, somebody who's been divorced, a man who's been divorced cannot fill that role. I have no problem with that. No problem whatsoever, because they are they're disqualified because of their marital state or their previous marital state. That is fine. I have no problem with that. But to say that somebody's in perpetual adultery, how does that person come to saving faith then? If you're saying that they're ongoing living in a state of sin because they married Sally, they divorced Sally and married Patty, how do they now, because they're married to Patty, they're believers, how do they become saved? There has to be a termination to the sin. However, in the state of the plus community, they're living in a perpetual state of sin. They've actually embraced their sin and made it an identity to them. I don't know how you fix that. My job is not to fix it. I say that the way that the church has handled it is wrong, and the way that the church is dealing with the plus community is right. If we're telling them that they need to repent, then we are right. If we're saying that somebody who's been divorced can be a pastor, then we're wrong. There's wrong there. It's that easy. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of folk in here. What's going on with y'all people? All right. No, I don't. My man, Willie Doc is in the building. I try to stay out of Twitter battles, man. The Twitter battles that's something else, man. That's some next level stuff. Oh, and I'm impersonating a Subway graffiti artist again. All right, what we got? Uh-oh, why is Kiana excommunicating somebody? Who's Kiana excommunicating? I hope not. I really hope I didn't miss anything. If I missed something, please forgive me. I'm trying to there was a lot of comments in here while I was over here talking. Thank y'all so much. God bless y'all, but there was a lot of comments. All right, let's get this going. Eric says, I get really tired when people who bring up fornication, adultery, and divorce when you are specifically talking about the plus community. They act as though Christians are okay with the other stuff. So, and that's the problem. But I think we have to do a better job. Matter of fact, here we go. Willie Doc is in the comment section as well. We both went to Morehouse, and I talked to Willie Doc about this as well. I feel like when Willie Doc and I were both enrolled at Morehouse, there was a lot of heterosexual sin that the school should have put a pause to. There's a lot of heterosexual issue. Like, it was an all male school, but in my dorm, there were young ladies that were in my dorm on the regular, overnight, over the weekend, almost living there. So there was a lot of heterosexual indiscretions that Morehouse should have put the brakes on and should have said no. Well, now they have no foot to stand on, and they've got a lot of shenanigans running around the school now in high heels and skirts. Well, and it's not females. So what can they do? Well, one of the things is what they should have done is should have called that stuff out back when we were in school. Well, now that they haven't, it doesn't mean that they can't resolve the issue. They can't keep digging the hole. So as new ideas come up and so on and so forth, the new identities come up, you just say, no, this school is for biological men, period. And just leave it where it may. But see, they haven't done that. So, and they won't do that. So they're going to end up just further down the rabbit hole, and it's just going to get worse. But that's just my example. But society, there's a lot of things that society treats Christians like we are okay. Now, there are issues that we should have been more demonstrative against before they got really deep seated in the church. We should not have put up with a lot of the stuff that we've put up with. But that doesn't mean that we can't say anything about the plus community. That's the thing. Like, just because I didn't say something about that over there does not mean I can't say anything about this. So one wrong, basically they're saying one wrong, or rather two wrongs, make a right. I was wrong over there, so I can't say anything over here. Therefore, that's okay. No. All right, I'm going to go through these comments. Brianne Hill is in the building. She says, our neighbor's 50-year-old mom and 18-year-old daughter died in a car accident on Sunday. Oh, my goodness. I just found out last night, and we've been so sad. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Yikes. Praying for them is for sure. Oh, my goodness. And Shara just says, like Eric, right? Red herring, but they'll all sin. They are all sins. Absolutely. No, Brianne. We're not talking about grits anymore. We've already talked about it. It's over. Sugar on grits is a sin. I do agree. And I think that's a perpetual sin that is worse than anything else. Is worse than a lot of other things. Willie Doc in the building. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing tonight? Good to see you, man. You ain't called me back the other day either, man. I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm in my feelings. And Brianne says, thanks, guys. I wasn't close to them or anything, but it's just breaking my heart. I agree. I don't think you have to, like, my neighbor next door, their daughter has a form of cancer. And I'm sad every time I see. I used to break down and cry when I used to see her. They would take her for walks and stuff like that just to get her outside, and I used to cry like a 3-year-old. So, and I don't know her like that. I just know she's the same age as my big girl. So, wait, what do we got here? Man, I feel like I really hate when I miss something. If I please charge it to my head and this live stream and not to my heart, please. I feel like I missed something here. Oh, I got a question. Q would have been, oh, we don't talk about Q. I don't know where Q is anyway, by the way. What's Willie Doc talking about? I was supposed to call you back? Man, get out of here. I called you, man. You ain't called me back. I'll show you the phone messages. Don't make me dox you, man. Put you on the phone. No, man, I do not. Look, I don't like them Twitter battles, man. Twitter Twitter, I hate to say it, man, after all these years, I still don't understand how Twitter works like that. So I try not to get into Twitter battles. I used to, but I was like, this is not my strong suit at all. So I had to let that one slide. So I let him go. Yes, I did see Corey exposing. I did see Corey exposing Catherine Crick. But let's just be honest. Who's really tricked by Catherine Crick? Like, let's just tell the truth, okay? Who is really fooled by? Now, I know there are people who are fooled by the Demon Slayer, Catherine Crick, and all those people like that. But are those people sound? Are those people in good, faithful churches being preached to and discipled by faithful men? Are they really? No, they're not. So Catherine Crick, I mean, I think she done fooled herself. Boy, if you don't stop Atlanta 82, I'm sorry, Willie Doc, you need to stop. That thing is so funny. What's going on? RL West in the building. How are you? I look like a rapper, like a rap cover album from the 90s. Come on, man. What would be the name of the album, though? All right. I see some good comments. There's some good family reunion comments, too, so I'm not going to populate all those. But let's see right here. I've heard about that. That's what I was loosely referencing. Okay, there's a side conversation going on here. All right. It's hard for people to call out sin. They themselves have stepped in. I'm including me in this statement. I agree. The problem is if Christ is all sufficient, then we can repent of our sin and move on and literally call people to repent for the sin that we just stepped out of. That doesn't mean that somehow or another we've got this idea that if you've dealt with that sin, you can't call out that sin. Or if you've not called out that sin to a sufficient measure, if you haven't dealt with your own sin sufficiently, then you can't call out any other sin. I understand the beam and the speck analogy, but if I'm not doing that, like that, I don't think that there's a 1-for-1 correlation right there. And I think it's a stop measure device to keep people from critically thinking about it and honestly being faithful to what God has said. Twitter is toxic. Look, it's called, let's just call it what it is. It's the app formerly known as Twitter. Let's just tell the truth. Tell the truth. That's what it is. What? Yes, Jason. Shar shared that she's got you to state your grits position. That was the basis for all the grit comments in Kiana's deliverance ministry. You dodged a bullet by answering right. Oh, yeah, I'm not a sugary grits person. Now, talking about grits has me thinking about grits and, Waffle House down the street. All right. Y'all are out of control, man. These comments are out of control bananas. All right. So, yeah, I started off before I went down my rabbit trail. I was just saying that we need to be mindful of the way that we raise our children. All right. Here we go. And I want full participation. So real quick in the chat, let's see. In the chat, drop an emoji for what you had for dinner. There we go. That way we can get a clear delineation between the first conversation and the second conversation, because the second conversation is going to be spicy. So drop a emoji for what you had for dinner. What did I have for dinner tonight? I had beef brisket. I got to find something that looks like beef brisket. Okay. I see some. What is that? Okay. Chicken. Is that soup? What is that? Love? Looks like soup. Okay. I love it. Chicken in the building. Chicken, okay. Must be some good Christian folk that have chicken for dinner. All right. Oh, okay. I see you. What is that? All right. I ain't mad at you. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let me see if I can get my own. All right. Let me find an emoji for my own. What I have for dinner. All right. This is the best I got. There. All right. Salad in the building. Empty tummy. Okay. Okay. I love it. I love it. What is that, Will? You had coffee for dinner? A smoothie? Okay. No, you should not have had grits for dinner. Hey, does anybody ever do that? Like that's something my daughters they used to love to do, which was have breakfast for dinner. And it was, man, that was always like, oh, what we have for dinner? We have breakfast for dinner. Like it's always easy. Oh, it was a smoothie. Okay. I don't know, man. They don't do that anymore. I don't have a potato salad emoji. Well, just make sure there's no raisins in it, okay? But yeah, they said that was like a given for like we could win with that. Like, oh, we'd have like Taco Tuesday. We had family dinner at church on Wednesday. And I usually like Thursdays, Monday or Thursdays. We would be like, oh, hey, let's do breakfast for dinner. Bang, problem solved. Problem solved. Always could get away with that one. That was always a quick one. Yeah, breakfast for dinner was fun. I'll say people do that. Okay. I love it. I love it. Because you could just, I mean, it's just easy. You generally have most of the fixings for breakfast for dinner. I had to go thaw some bacon out. But yeah, I mean, most of the time you got it. You got some bread in your pocket, Willie Doc. I'm worried about you, man. Worried about you. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Breakfast burritos. Absolutely. All right, everybody. Okay, so we've cleared the chat. So we got rid of all the previous conversations. All right, everybody. I want full engagement. I want your full commentary. We're going to be talking about it right here. I need to know, what in the world are your thoughts about Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith? Feel free to burn up the chat right now. If you don't like the conversation, I just want to get it off my chest. I want to hear what y'all are thinking about. What do you think about this whole Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith shenanigans? Let's go. Yeah, I'm a former teacher. You know it. Used to teach second grade, 15 years of elementary school teaching. Yep, that's me. All right, Willie Doc, let's go. Hot mess. I agree. That was a slick teacher move. Hey, I'm not a Jedi for no reason. I got to do the Jedi mind tricks on you. You know it. You know it. Okay. Dude is being cucked in public and it's embarrassing. Okay. Okay. Jada's awful and Will allows it, so I don't feel bad for him. That's where I'm at. That's exactly where I am at right there. Like, I'm like, dude, but as the comments come in, I think Will Smith is going to come out of this better than people think if he doesn't say anything. Just don't say anything. Write it in your journal and burn it. Say it on your cell phone and delete it. But do not go in front of a camera. Do not share any information. And I'm going to tell you why I think that's probably the best move for Will Smith. I'm going to come back to that one. She did to sell a book. We know that for sure. She's pointless. She has no other reasons. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that with a 15-foot pole. Amen. All right, Will is weak. Okay. Will should have stayed with his first wife. But I heard she wanted to leave him. You know what? Let's go there, Shar. Let's go there. I'm gonna stay with that one too. I don't know, Shar. I'm gonna have to make you jump on the live stream. Okay. From my understanding, I think her name is Sharice or Shanice. She left. She wanted the divorce. Will Smith has never initiated a divorce. He's been married twice, and the first wife initiated the divorce. And we already know that he's not initiating a divorce with Jada, because I have a feeling, I kind of know why. And I'm going to let y'all talk for a second. And then, well, I'm going to jump in about why I think Will is in the position that he's in. She wishes she married Tupac. I mean, Tupac, that's the only bullet he dodged, okay? Too late he did. And it is daft. Absolutely manipulative. Let me also say that the narrative has always been that men are abusive, men are manipulative and controlling. I think we're watching a college course being developed in real time. Jada Pinkett Smith, Keke Palmer, all these women that have been on any Love and Hip Hop show, anybody, the Housewives of Atlanta, or Housewives of fill in the blank. We're watching that women can be just as manipulative. Women can be just as controlling, just as abusive as any man has ever been accused of being. And I think we're watching it in real time. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, there will be courses, college courses about how abusive these women have been and what actually happened. Now, they might call it something else, the boss chick course or whatever like that. But we're watching. But to me, I think Jada Pinkett is different because she has no value outside of Will Smith. Like she has no point. Well, name a movie without going to IMDb or Wikipedia that Jada Pinkett Smith has been in. Right, that's my point. She's useless. So I think she's different because there are other ones who at least had some kind of career and some kind of value within the last couple of years. Whereas Jada Pinkett Smith, that's not her testimony. But we'll see. Okay, man. Woo. Okay, come back to me. When I see Jada, I see a psycho theme plays in my head. Facts and evidence. He did it, and it's sad. All right. It's been probably 2 decades since I've cared about either of them. But Will looks like a simp. Jada looks heartless and cruel. No argument for me. Speaking of daughters, they sure messed up their daughter and son. Amen. Oh, Jason, that was a good one. What'd I say? I forgot what I said. It's all good. Don't worry about it. 82. We got you. We got you covered here. Hey, grace and peace, Angel Wings. How are you? Will never removed from the August Salino stupidity. Recovered, please forgive me. There's facts there. No argument for me. Oh, man. What's happening? Diane, what's going on? Tia Mallory, same thing. We're watching women abuse men. And I'm telling you, there's going to be college courses on this joint. Some college is going to have a course on this season that we're in, the last decade of women's empowerment, fourth wave feminism, run amok. When when colleges start teaching home ec again, when colleges start having home ec as a degree again, they're going to start looking back at this like, how dare they? How could they ever have done that? Women like Jada are intolerable. They shouldn't be given the time of day. Hey, look, I'm calling it right now. That book is going to crater. Nobody's going to touch that book. Everybody's going to get it off of like Kindle and they're going to share it. Nobody's going to buy it. And it's going to go away just like Harry's book did. Harry Markle. Was it Prince Harry? What in the world? Why? See, we're not raising our daughters right. That's what I'm talking about. What are you doing?
No, you're raising your daughters right to care about their appearance so that men will find them. Oh, look, she's got clear skin.
Yes, she has clear skin. My daughter has clear skin. Yes. I'm trying to raise her. Yep. There you go. To complete, not to compete. There we go.
Raising her right in the ways of bentonite clay, silicic acid, and turmeric. Niacinamide for life.
Was that English?
Yeah.
What is that? What is that behind us? What is that? Where'd that come from? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. I sure did.
What are those? Oh my gosh, what is that? Who did that? was that? Oh, bye, Bird.
Hi, Dad.
What in the world? Where did those fireworks come from? What was that? Oh my gosh. I mean, you messed up my live stream that was already messed up. Oh my gosh. Okay, where are we at? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, she was in Girls Trip, but okay, let's be honest. Come on, tell the truth. Who, besides looking at the interweb, did you know that? Did you know that she was in Girls Trip? Tia Mallory is going to regret it. Oh, Tia Mallory is absolutely going to regret it. Like, they're going to do a case study on Tia Mallory wholeheartedly. Absolutely. They're without hope in the world as long as they keep running from God and towards the world. Amen. Jada has quite a few passages in Proverbs in regards to her. Oh, come on. I think the whole Proverbs 5 and 7 are about her, truth be told. I mean, she's tearing down. Like, think about it like this. Think about this. I was thinking about it today. Everything that we know about Will and Jada's marriage comes from Jada, or Jada has instigated us knowing about it, like the red table talk and so forth. Will has said nothing about his marriage. Will would be like Denzel Washington, quiet and nobody knowing what's going on, moving in silence. Be like LeBron James, quiet and moving in silence. You don't hear nothing about his wife. You never see his wife out here in these streets acting a fool. Morgan Freeman's wife. Does anybody even know what Morgan Freeman's wife looks like? No, because she stay out of the way. But everything we know about Will and Jada comes from Jada Pinkett, or has been instigated by Jada Pinkett. Everything. I mean, I was joking with somebody today about it. I was like, and I asked him, I said, hey, do you know my wife's name? He said, do you know my wife's name? I said, nope. He said, nope. And I said, leave it just like that. Because, I mean, guys generally don't do that. Guys generally don't do that. Generally. I know there's guys that do. I know there are. Okay. All right. I was going to say Poetic Justice, but I think that was, no. She was in, I think she was in Poetic Justice. But again, that was like in the 90s. Go ahead and look in Wikipedia. It was in the 90s. She ain't been relevant. She ain't been relevant in some time. Let's just tell the truth, okay? Tell the truth. Freudian slip, but it was right. You're right when you said Harry Markle. What's his name? Prince Harry. Okay. Yep, that's Big Girl, actually. That was Big Girl. How did the fireworks? That was cool. Where did the fireworks come from? I've never seen that before, man. That was dope, whoever did it or however it happened. I have no idea what happened, though. Hey, you got to take, wow, you're still young. I'm trying. Oh, she was a Nutty Professor. That's right. But again, like, okay, that was still like that was definitely in the early 2000s. Jada Pinkett Smith has no value apart from Will Smith. So this is why I think, okay, this is why I'm saying, I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying that it's right. I do think Jada Pinkett Smith is abusing Will Smith because Will Smith has bound himself by a code that he will not divorce his wife. Because he didn't even want to get divorced from the first wife, Shanice. She said, she instigated the divorce, even to the point of saying, if you don't divorce me, you're going to be living with somebody who doesn't love you. And that's the only reason they ended up getting a divorce. So I think Jada Pinkett Smith is abusing the fact that Will Smith does not want to get divorced. And she's basically, he's bound himself to stay with her. Because again, I'm going to stick by what I said on Sunday. Divorce is not the solution for these people because they're not in Christ. And being the fact that they're not believers, just by them breaking up doesn't fix the problem. The problem is they're not believers. And I'm not saying that staying married and putting up with the foolishness is going to be fixed if they both come to saving faith. I am saying that their issue is sin, and they're both sinners, just like all of us are. But them getting a divorce is not the solution. They need salvation. They need marriage. They need the marriage supper of the Lamb. That's what they need. So back to my point, I believe that Jada is just taking advantage of the fact that Will doesn't want to get a divorce. So she's using that as collateral to help build up her book sale, which I believe is going to crater. I do believe that book is going to crater. And I will gladly talk smack about it because I think it's wrong for what she's doing. And she wants to sell the book, but don't. Because I didn't even realize, somebody told me today. I forgot Will Smith wrote a book a couple years ago. Clearly, he didn't write anything as bombastic as she wrote because it ain't come out. I totally forgot about that. All right. Her book may actually do well. Just look at the Discussing Barbie movie. Countless people went to see it. Yes, I think the Barbie movie is going to be different, so I'm going to put that on a different category. However, keep in mind, one of the things that Barbie movie had working in its favor and what Jada Pinkett Smith's book doesn't have in its favor is that people don't read like that. So people are going to read it. And what I mean by that is they might buy it to support. I know tons of people who bought Michelle Obama's book and never opened the book up. I know somebody right now, that book is still in the wrapper that they got it in. And how long has that been? That's been quite a while. But they wanted to support the person, the author, so they bought it and they ain't never read it. And so I think a lot of people will support the book, but they won't actually read the book. And even more than that, the people that do read it are not going to, there's nothing that's going to, they just want to read the salacious parts to find out. And we're hearing a lot of it already. So they're going to be like, oh, what'd she say about Tupac? Oh, what'd she say about Will? Okay, that was it. And it doesn't sound like there's going to be any other, the bomb drops have been already let out. The cat has been let out the bag. So why are they going to buy the book for? Like what? Just so they could read that she's saying it? Because she's already starting to walk a lot of the stuff back already. She sat there today, was it today? And said that, oh, no, we're married. We're working it out and all that kind of stuff. So she's already walked back what she said in the sit down interview about the book that ain't came out yet. So she's making the book irrelevant. So that's why I think the book is going to crater. So that's just my thoughts. I could be wrong. Yep, that's my wife's name. Dear Woke Christian. Lady, Dear Woke Christian. Just like Columbo, you never saw his wife. Yep. Yeah, she was in Matrix, but I mean, that's the last time she was relevant. And I'm sorry, she was also in the most recent Matrix movie that was like in 2021. There was like a Matrix 4. She was in that too, I heard. She was not in Poetic Justice. That was Tupac. Yep. Janet Jackson was in Poetic Justice. Y'all better make sure, hey, don't y'all mess up these people's 80s and 90s movies. They're serious about these things. Now that is true. Shar, Will has a horrible track record of picking wives. And sadly, he's with this wife. I don't know what he's going to do with her. But I mean, yes, he's done a poor job of picking wives. Jada was a setup. Really? Oh, Set It Off. Jada was on Set It Off, if that's what you're trying to say. I agree. They are supporting the toxic garbage by buying it, though. That is true. I just don't think that, yes. Yeah. I mean, supporting it is supporting it, whether you read it or you don't. That is 100% correct. I've read just about 98% of the books that are behind me. So I've supported them, but I also read them. But they got paid whether I read it or not. So yes, you are correct. I do agree with you, Eric. I just think that the support for the book is going to be different because I don't think a lot of people are going to buy it because, again, as I said earlier, she's already walking back, even as earlier as recently as today. She's already walked back some of the things that she said in that bombshell interview about them being separated for 7 years. So she's already, again, she's already negating what's in the book. And there's going to be people, once this starts to really snowball and get out of control, which I think it already has, people are going to be like, well, what's the purpose of getting the book? She's already negated that. She's already spoke against what she wrote. So there's nothing to read. And I mean, there's going to be people who do full book reviews and such like that. So it'll be kind of like Julie Roy's book. When I did that Julie Roy's review, if they do a good job, people won't buy the book. There is no Matrix 4. It does not exist. I have this feeling, Eric, that you are trying to pull that Jedi mind trick on us, and I will let that happen. It is real. Good night, Brianne. Thank you so much for stopping by, friend. It's totally dusty on them shelves. All right. Good night, friend. Good night. Mama was fine in her prime. Will married a former drug dealer from Baltimore. He ain't built for that. I mean, no lie detected. No lie detected. Will Smith should definitely picked wrong. There's hands down, no question there at all. Will Smith picked the wrong woman, for sure. But I think it's because I do believe that Jada Pinkett Smith realizes that Will not divorce her. And so because of that, she knows that she can do whatever. So she's trading in whatever stock she can for, she's trading his notoriety to get her some kind of shine, if you will, in these social media clout streets. In the because again, nobody's rushing to go see a movie with Jada Pinkett. She's a C-level actress at best. Like nobody's rushing to go see. She doesn't have any other talent. She's not a songstress, or she's not a thespian or anything like that. She's just an actress, run-of-the-mill actress. Clearly, they've made more of them because they ain't running after Jada Pinkett Smith. So she doesn't have anything viable to offer society apart from this book. And she's trying to get as much shine as she can on this book so she can trade it in for some kind of value as the wife of the former wife of the estranged wife of Will Smith. That's it. That's all her value is. Yeah, she was in a different world. And I think she was horrible in a different world. I ain't gonna even lie. My wife loves watching old Different World and old Cosby Show, which is fine. I like those too. But I think that season, oh man, this is a great topic. Okay. All right. So please, in the chat, we're going to break this apart. In the chat, can you please drop me an emoji if you really like music? So find me a musical instrument to represent your musical taste. There we go. Find me an emoji to represent your musical taste, because I got a cultural question for y'all next. I know, weird. Find me a musical instrument to represent your musical taste. So like a jazz or piano or something. Oh, no, there's no. Oh, maybe there's none. Got a horn. That's all I got. Hey, drums, guitar. Man, I didn't think about that. Oh, there's a drum. All right. Okay, cool. There's drum, guitar. Okay, cool. Jazz. All right, there we go. I should have asked who's your favorite artist from the 80s. That's what I should have did. Next time I'll do that. All right, trying to break it up. Give me some, drop some more cymbals in there. Come on, let me get those. Let me get those cymbals. Let's go. There we go. Oh, Shar, are you singing? Are we going to bring you on? Shar, are you singing? We can bring you on. That can happen. We can make that happen, Captain. Is that a cricket? What is wrong with you, Willie Doc? What is that? Bro, are you playing cricket? Okay. All right. Because I got to jump on this one. All right. Cosby Show. Okay. We know that Denise Huxtable transitioned, Lisa Bonet, she transitioned from the Cosby Show to a different world where she was a student at Hillman College. I should have worn my Hillman College sweatshirt. Oh man, I could have did that. All right. I believe that, and I tell my wife this all the time, I believe Lisa Bonet ruined the Cosby Show as well as A Different World. Because remember when she left, she got kicked out of school or failed out of college and ended up coming back to the Cosby Show. She had Martin and Olivia, and the dynamics went south real quick. And then they brought in cousin Pam to try to rescue the show, the Cosby Show. It never worked. And then A Different World, it was ruined after Denise left. I believe Lisa Bonet ruined It's a Different World and the Cosby Show. Let's fight in the chat. Let's go. Rolling up my sleeves. Let's fight. A Different World was supposed to be basis for Lisa Bonet's character. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And because it was really built around Lisa Bonet's character, Denise Huxtable, when Lisa Bonet went off the rails and when it got involved in what she did, and let me just also add the caveat that I'm not making light of the fact that Hollywood and acting is a very stressful career. All I'm saying is that her character was the linchpin for both of those shows really going downhill, because I don't think they ever recovered from when Lisa Bonet came back to the Cosby Show. And then, of course, A Different World was never the same. All right. Cousin Pam season was trash. Cousin Pam. I'm sorry. Cousin Pam was never a good character. Nope. Because in A Different World, I'm sorry, the Cosby Show, the Cousin Pam season, because I tell my wife, like, those are the worst seasons. I remember so little of those Cosby Show episodes. And we used to watch them all because that was when TV was TV. So every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, the Cosby Show, then A Different World. And I mean, we watched them religiously. We used to tape them and then watch them again. And because I mean, we were your run-of-the-mill family that really loved the Cosby Show and A Different World. The Cousin Pam season, because I feel like they were trying to rescue it from what happened with Denise Huxtable and Lisa Bonet. I just feel like it was always bad after that. It was always bad. And Willie Doc says once she left after the first season of A Different World, it wasn't the same. There you go. It was terrible. I have no idea. I don't think they ever got their footing back on A Different World. Something happened on A Different World. Something happened on the Cosby Show that they were always stumbling. And I'm sorry, the Dwayne and Whitley saga, albeit I think it was better, it was never right. It was never right. Before the fight begins, Jason, does your wife watch Star Trek: The Next Generation? Oh no, my wife doesn't like science fictions like that. She'll watch like superhero movies if I wanted to watch it, and she'll watch stuff like again, like superhero movies if I wanted to go see it, or Black Panther or something like that. But she's not a Star Trekkie or Trekkie like that. And she definitely, don't even waste your time asking about Star Wars. She'll be like, what is that? All right, no opinion. I didn't really. Oh my gosh. Shara, how can we be friends? How can we really be friends? Oh. I think they would have been better to not have added Cousin Pam. I think if they just kept the Cosby Show, where slowly but surely the family was aging out and kids were going to college, in my mind, a perfect world would have been Denise went to college. I mean, Sandra was already at college, and Sandra was married off. Denise went to college, then Theo, then Vanessa, and then slowly, maybe by the time Vanessa and Rudy were the last ones in the house, they just closed the door and it ended it. Nice, clean break. But the Cousin Pam season, I just don't think. Again, it was a reaction to the terrible season of Denise Huxtable. Tropical Storm Denise. Lisa Bonet, she had some real world problems, like off camera problems. And I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but they truly affected her role on the Cosby Show. And hence why she took a break. And that's why she showed up that season on A Different World. In my mind, if I'm understanding the story, how it worked correctly, she had, again, I don't want to besmirch her, and I definitely don't want to say anything bad about her because I'm rooting for her to do well in life and come to Christ. However, as it relates to the Cosby Show, her character, Lisa Bonet, had a lot of problems, which caused Denise not to be able to participate in the Cosby Show / Different World crossovers and stuff like that, hence causing, I think, both of those shows to stumble. Be honest, Jason. Cliff looked older than his father on the show. Oh, no, man. Russell was, no, get out of here. Get out of Dodge. No, Russell looked, no. Earl Hyman. Don't be saying that about Earl. Get out of here. You better leave me alone. No, he didn't. I'm trying to find a picture of them all. No, I don't think so. No, I think they probably were close in age, but just like Sandra was only a couple years younger than Claire in the Cosby Show. So, yeah. So I mean, let me get back over here. Never watched much of the Cosby Show growing up, so I can't really comment on it. Man, it was a fun show. I apologize. I think that's a great show. We still watch it now. Sanford Son was a great show that I still enjoy. Okay, I can dig it. My cousin Pam Maxine from Living Single. Yes. Ugh. 18 was great. Okay. She was kicked off the Cosby Show because that was it. Oh, that was right. That's right. She was in that S scene. That's right. And the movie was called Jacob's Ladder. That's it. Yep. That's what got her in trouble. She wanted to do an adult show. Yep. Really? R.L. West, really? Wow. What's going on, David Morrow? Good to see you, friend. Grace and peace, friend. Did you go see Cosby when he performed at King Chapel in 1999? No, I did not. I'm trying to figure out why I didn't. 1990, what was I doing? Really? Okay. Protesti is having a live interview. Is it a live interview? Yes. Live interview with J.D. Hall goes live in 27 minutes. I will come by and check you out, brother. I will check you out. Fun trivia from Willie Doc. What famous Grammy Award-winning singer was supposed to play Sandra? I know. Does anybody else know? Does anybody else know? Anybody else know what other famous Grammy Award-winning singer was supposed to play Sandra? Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. I'm going to type it in the chat. I think somebody already beat me to it. Somebody beat me to it. There goes Shara Joelle is Whitney Houston. That's right. Great job. Hey, Dear World Christian got it. And Dear World Podcast got it. Great job. Yo. Yeah. I think Cosby Show ended in 94, I think. Yeah. And I think A Different World ended right after that, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's serious. I like it. I like it. Yeah, so I do believe that, unpopular opinion, I do believe that Denise Huxtable, and I tell my wife that all the time, ruined the Cosby Show. I'm going to get in trouble for that, I know. Wait, the Cosby Show ended in 92. When did A Different World end? Is Caldwell Apologetics in the building? Is that Caldwell Apologetics in the building? In the house? Oh, man. What's going on, brother? Okay. All right. I agree with you. I think A Different World had a lot of space. When you think about where Americana was and society was when A Different World came out, a look into Black college experience, the HBCU experience, nobody had ever done that before. So there was a lot of room for A Different World to really expand out. I personally think that they decided to go into deep philosophical and some treacherous waters when people just wanted to enjoy a good show. And I think, just like the Cosby Show was a good show in spite of things that were going on in the world. But I think A Different World took on, it was a different world. And it addressed issues that I don't think people really wanted to address. And having a sitcom address these dicey topics and try to be like melodramatic and almost serious about it. Like they talked about the R word. And I think they even addressed having out of wedlock children and abuse. They tried to do racism at one time. I think those topics, it wasn't their space to do it. I'm not saying that they should never have addressed it, nor am I saying that it shouldn't have been addressed on A Different World. I just don't think that it was the right time for it because a lot of A Different World was supposed to be a fun look at an HBCU experience from the viewpoint of these 6, 7, 8 students. And I think they took that turn too quickly to start addressing social issues. And I remember there was an episode where they did a sit-in. Of course, they did a lot of Black Power stuff. And I think a lot of that just really didn't resonate with the audience, especially people who were not steeped into the victim Olympics like we are now today. Now, the Cosby Show, A Different World now would be totally different. And it would be received totally different because that's all we see now. That's all we hear now. But then they were well before the curve, and I think they blew out a tire. But that's my 2 cents. But I thought it was good. But again, there's actually a metrics for where shows go, like when they go from their pilot episode to their last season, and clearly, A Different World, in my opinion, really hit that too fast. They went serious too fast, and they didn't. They ended in 93. Yep. And I think they just didn't. Come on now, whoever said Sade, come on now. We can go ahead and we can talk about that now. The king of sorrow up in here. Yes, we are. But why would that movie scene cause her to get kicked off the Cosby Show? Okay, if I remember it correctly, they had like a strict policy on behavior on the Cosby Show. Like you notice, like nobody got in any kind of trouble until well after, and even then, you still don't hear a lot about certain people on the Cosby Show. For the Cosby Show, they had like a strict policy, and I think Lisa Bonet, and if I'm not mistaken, the movie was called Jacob's Ladder, and there was a scene in there where Lisa Bonet was an S scene, and I think that's what got her in trouble. If I'm not mistaken, I'm flying off the rip right now. But I think that's what happened. So they had like a strict policy of keeping your nose clean. And I think she got in trouble. They kicked her off the show. Then they decided to move her to A Different World. And it didn't pan out. And then here we are. I'll have to go back and look at that. We'll turn it into an episode for sure. So you're saying that A Different World was woke or it went woke? It definitely was. It's not woke like we are now. So I think it was conscious. It was like the classic definition of woke. Yes, Cosby Show A Different World did come on after Cosby Show. I want to say it came on like 8 and 8:30 or 7 and 7:30, one of those. Yeah, it was. I thought that was the whole point of it. I don't think the woke term exists. I don't think so either. Not like it does. Not like we're using it now, for sure. And at 82 says, if it came out now, promote the alphabetical, the plus community and police brutality, pretty much, yep, a Marxist show. Absolutely. Like I remember there was an episode they tried to talk about, I want to say it was like Rodney King. Like that's how they were trying to be edgy on a different world. And I just don't think I don't think it resonated. Don't I find it ironic though? What do you mean, Willie Doc? Let me see. He said it was a different feel and flavor. No, I do believe, because the characters were totally different. And I think because Bill Cosby was a producer of The Cosby Show, I think he had a lot more creative control over The Cosby Show, even though, because he was actually physically on the show versus A Different World. I don't think he was on the show and involved in it as much as he was on The Cosby Show. That's what I think. It was School Day Light. I will give you that. Absolutely. It was woke light. It was slightly drowsy. It still had the stuff in its corners of its eyes. It had not fully awoken. I like it. I like it. Keeping things clean on The Cosby Show, giving private life the same life that came to light. Yeah, that was, yeah. Hence why I said I think they just had I don't know why they had such a strict policy on The Cosby Show. But again, I think that's why, because The Cosby Show was such a generic, dare I say, vanilla show, I think that's why you can still watch it today. And I think that's why people don't pitch a fit that Cosby Show still comes on. Was that, is it TV Network? It's one of those channels today, even to today. And I don't think anybody bats an eye. Stay hydrated, my friends. It was woke light. I love it. I love it. I love it. TV Land. Thank you. Somebody said it. Where'd it go? There it is. TV Land. That's what I think it is. I don't know. My wife, every now and then, my wife be watching it. Usually on a Saturday. It just starts early and ends late. She's just watching it. So I think it's TV Land. You might be right. That's wild. That's wild. All right. So that was those are my spicy topics for the day. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate you. See, Ariel's with me, man. I love Cosby Show reruns. Hey, we used to watch some things. I used to buy my wife a season of The Cosby Show every year for her birthday. I think we got like all the way up to season 7. And, oh man. Yeah, I'm sorry. We used to love that thing. Loved it. I only like 2 episodes, the Gordon Gartrell shirt and when Rudy was singing Night and Day. Okay. We used to love all of the sing-alongs. So we got Night and Day. I forgot the other 2, but the grandparents' anniversary episodes, we love those, man. Those are the best. But yeah, that's some good TV back then. Really? Shar, I don't know where our friendship is going to go from here, friend. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. We might need an intervention for our friendship. All right, some wokesters are losing sleep over The Cosby Show being on. They scream and have those beady eyes that pierce their very soul. That's why we're glad we have all the copies. Well, not all of them. We have, I think it said like season 7, maybe even season 8. But I'm glad we have copies of them. I was in a wedding with Keisha Knight Pulliam. She was very, very nice. I've heard good things about her. She lives here in ATL. I would love to meet her. Maybe I'll meet her at homecoming. That would be great. TV1. That might be it too. She was 2 years behind me, as Spellman Willie Doc says. 2 years behind. So she graduated when? Oh, behind you, because you graduated earlier than me. That's right. Okay, I guess you know what, Shara. That's I'll let that slide. I think our friendship has been restored. There we go. I think our friendship is back on track. So we're back again, ladies and gentlemen. Shara and Jason are friends again. Congratulations. 2001. So that's when she graduated in 2001, or you graduated in 2001. I graduated in '99. Willie Doc, are you going to homecoming? Hey, our friendship is back. Oh my goodness. Q's in the building. What's up, friend? How are you? Come on now, Eric. Come on, man. Yeah, you were 99. That's what I thought. Okay. So she graduated in 2002. 2001. Okay, cool. Joelle says she had never watched The Cosby Show. Or I'm sorry, she didn't really like The Cosby Show. But I almost kicked her out of our friendship. But then she said it's really because of her age. And I said, okay, I guess I can accept that. So she's back. So everybody add her back to your phone. I know you were all going to delete her contact and stuff, but don't do that. She's back. Yeah, people were looking for you, Q. I was feeling some kind of way because I was actually here and people were asking about Q. Like, what kind of world are we in? What's going on with the world? Yes, there we go. But again, there's grace there's grace there. So, but I do suggest that you turn on TV Land and check out an episode or two. I think you'll enjoy it. Really? I never watched the Roseanne Show. I never did. Oh, Eric, come on. She was a youngling. She had not learned the ways of the Cosby back then. There we go. Yeah, see, I had the DVDs too. Like I said, I think we got up to season 7. Staying hydrated. Eric is wild tonight. Eric is wilding out. I love it. But yeah, everybody, I appreciate y'all. This has been fun. Thank you so much. What are the new things I got going on? I think that's it. I got a video dropping tomorrow on Will and Jada. I got a Jamar Tisby video coming up on Friday. That'll be fun. It is a little long though, so I'm gonna give y'all a heads up already. But I think you'll enjoy it. It's Jamar Tisby on Holy Post. And so that'll be fun. And yeah, I see y'all talking about you get your wife the whole set. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's the business right there. Yeah, I never watched Roseanne. I didn't. Now, again, like I said, we were that Thursday night family. We was tuning in on Thursday for sure. But what we got here? Kiana says we caught them on sale and beginning the Stanley Cup family this week, becoming a Stanley Cup family. What's the Stanley Cup? Stanley Cup family this week. What is that? Stanley Cup. What's the Stanley Cup? Is that soccer? Or is there soccer going on? I never watched Family Matters. I never did. What? You're saying it's better? Oh, Stanley Cup is hockey? Okay, cool. I'm sorry. Please don't. Hey, look. Hey, I'm just a Sith. I'm just a Sith. Um, Whoa. Family Matters was a better family show than Cosby. Prove me wrong. Okay. Wow. I did not know anything about Family Matters. I guess it matters that I need to know about it. Okay. So I need to look that up. I have to get into that. Check it out. Oh, the cup that you. My Stanley Cup. I got you. Now I'm picking up what you're throwing down. My Stanley Cup. I got you. Oh, I see what you got. Okay, sorry. That's funny. I'm sorry I missed that. And she still wants this cup. I'm gonna just end up buying them all one for Christmas or something. Okay, Family Matters. I promise you, I never watched that. Is that with Steve Urkel? Yeah, that was never my deal. Easy. I never watched the show. I never did. Family Matters supported trans, and Steve always dressed like Did he? Oh my gosh. Steve Urkel was the best character. I just threw a rock and ran. Well, I mean, you can buy me a coffee and then that'll fix it. What's going on? Uh-oh. Real Talib coming up in here saying blasphemy, saying Family Matters is better than Cosby. Without Cosby, you don't have Family Matters. I think that's probably true. There's a lot of shows that would not be without the Cosby Show. I will give you that hands down. Because, yeah, I mean, okay, so pre-Cosby Show, you had things like the Jeffersons, Good Times. I mean, yeah, Good Times, Sanford and Son, All in the Family, those kind of things. I can't think of any others with predominantly highly melanated cast. But I think the Cosby Show, in my opinion, kicked open the door differently and really opened up the door for a lot of other shows that did, like Family Matters. I would probably put in there Bernie Mac show. All those shows that came after, I think, really came into play because of the Cosby Show, and I'll even add A Different World. So I'm with you, Talib. You safe here, brother. You safe. Perfect Strangers. Family Matters was a spinoff of Perfect Stranger. What show is that? Oh my goodness. Oh man, they going for the jugular tonight. Fresh Prince was better than them both. Wow. Okay. I'm just trolling. Cosby was the boilerplate. I'm with you. Man, they swinging for the wall tonight. Now, I will say, I think Bernie Mac was a hilarious individual. I didn't watch the show, but I knew about it. I just think Bernie Mac was just funny. I just thought I really liked his comedy. I liked the way he presented himself. I liked Bernie Mac a lot. Q said, I'm about to walk out of this chat if y'all keep ragging on the Cosby Show. No, I think we've been very kind to the Cosby Show. Now, there's some people in here I think that are misbehaving, and we might need to kick them out. But no, the Cosby Show, I said that the Cosby Show was fantastic. Go back and watch the tape. What about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I thought it was a decent show. I didn't watch much of it, though. I will say that was not my deal. I didn't like Will Smith like that, even though I did talk about him for 20, 30 minutes. I didn't like his comedy. So Never watched Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I never did. Really? I thought I liked Bernie Mac's style. Okay. All right, we got to talk about that, Willie Doc. We got to talk about that. I mean, I don't have a dog in the race now. I ain't gonna fight you about it. I just thought I liked Bernie Mac. But what was that? Him and Cedric the Entertainer. Remember that there's a whole genre, a whole field of comedians that were coming into small screen acting. D.L. Hughley and Cedric the Entertainer, all of them. Was it Kings of Comedy? They were all involved at that time. So, oh, okay. Yeah, don't leave us. Don't leave us, homie. Eric said he grew up with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, I can't tell you. I don't know that year. Cosby never had to change wives like Fresh Prince. Oh, man. Talib is bitter about the light-skinned Aunt Viv versus the dark-skinned Aunt Viv. Oh, man, somebody. Help him out. Help a brother out. Help him out. Oh, who grounded Shara? What happened, Shara? Shara has been grounded? How art thou grounded, sister? Oh, Sanford & Son is hilarious, if that's what you're talking about. Oh, Sanford & Son is hilarious. It was hilarious. I'm sorry. I relieve you from the corner. I'll give you some indulgences. Oh, quiz time. What's Rick talking about? What primetime show with a black upper middle class family existed before the Cosby Show? Black middle class? The Jeffersons. Primetime show with black upper middle class. Yeah. The Jeffersons. No, Different Strokes. That was a white family that adopted the boys. What you talking about, Willis? How are we on Star Trek again? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jeffersons. I'm trying to think. I know I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna regret it, but I'm gonna stay with the Jeffersons. Who is it, Rick? We might bring it back. We might run it back and do a Star Trek, Star Wars, sci-fi episode, Eric. We might run it back. Maybe we'll do that on Thursday. Oh, I think I'm supposed to be doing an episode with Bible Dingers tomorrow. Actually, I got to check my phone. Great question. I don't think we ever confirmed that. I'm supposed to be doing an episode with Bible Dingers to talk about a fun topic. And I'll tell you what it is in a moment. All right, he did not email me back yet, but it's supposed to be on Michael Todd. And yeah, it was the Jeffersons. That's what I think. That's what I think it is. The greatest preacher of the past. All right, my good people. I do have one more question I want to ask you all. And I want y'all to let me know what you think about it. So Rick said it was the Jeffersons. Okay, cool. All right. So if you could, in the chat, drop me a book emoji. Drop a book emoji. There's a reason why. Drop me a book emoji. A book emoji. Hit me with that book emoji in the chat, baby. Drop that book emoji. Drop me a book emoji. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Q, that's not a book. Drop me a book emoji. Thank you, Talib. Thank you so much, dear old Christian. Thank you, Rick, for following instructions. Thank you so much. Thank you. There we go. Book emojis in the building. Big stacks of books, stacks on stacks of books. I love it. I love it. All right. So I'm thinking about doing, well, I read a book a week, and I've still been doing that. And somebody asked me, like, why don't you do a video about the book that you're doing, that you read? I said, that's kind of cool. I could do that. So I'm thinking, okay, so this I want to just get your opinion. Would you be interested if I did like a short, just explain it like a short, so less than 60-second video about the book that I read each week? Maybe give like a quick highlight, why you should read this, what I thought about it. Would you be interested in that as a community? No harm, no foul if you don't. It's okay if you don't. But would you be interested in if I did a short about that? Just drop it in chat, yes or no. Let me know what you think. I was typing and searching for what? You gotta do the book emoji. You gotta do the book emoji. Come on, man. Make the book emoji great again. Come on. All right. I did a whole episode about that, Talib, and I'll explain it. I mean, I just you have to make a lot of time for it. Maybe like a 3-minute video. Really? Okay. All right. Okay. So I think the long story is, would y'all even, if it's a short or if it's a 3-minute video, or, I mean, it's not going to be more than that. I don't want to drag on. I'm not going to turn it into like a high end book review, but I just want to, give my 2 cents on what thank you so much. I appreciate it, Jen. Thank you, love. That was a fun book review. Okay. So I'm thinking about doing that just to kind of, wherever my book is, I think my book it's on the dining room table. This week I'm reading a book called We Are Not Plagiarists. And it's really interesting. I'm like, why did I get this book? And why am I like reading this book? So the gentleman is explaining the whole Ed Litton thing. Remember J.D. Greear and Ed Litton sharing sermons and stuff like that? And he comes down hard on the idea and the notion of sharing sermons, copying people's sermons, sermon teams or sermon development teams as some pastors have. I mean, he comes down hard on them, but it makes so much sense in light of the world that we're in. And some of the stuff we talked about, even on this live stream about, biblical fidelity and understanding the scriptures and how to hold fast to the scriptures in light of a changing and shifting society. So anyway, that's the book I'm reading now. And somebody said, well, why don't you do a review of it, like a minute long review? And I said, that's kind of cool. So I'm glad to see that you all would be interested in it. So I think I might just do that and give it a shot. So you'll probably see those sooner than later. Oh my gosh. See, I told y'all, this is how I know that Jada Pinkett Smith's book is not going to do well, because people like Q, who are ferocious readers, are going to knock it out, and there's not going to be anything left for people to go back and read. And they're going to be like, Q, what happened in the book? This happened on page 19. This happened on page 47. This happened on page 119. And then people are not going to want to read the book. Jada Pinkett's book is not going to do well at all. I'm just saying it. All right. You want what book? What book y'all talking about? I want that book. What book? These scallywags are talking about Star Trek. How did they get on there? And now they on Jada. They talking about Star Trek. See, that's why we can't have nice things. That's why. I love these people. Oh, the plagiarist book. I got it at I'll put it in the mail for you. I got it at G3. But yeah, I'll make sure you get it. It's like I said, it's really good. I'm a little mad. You know what? I'm mad because I started out like taking notes in the book, and then I started reading it in the car, and I read it before I went to bed. And then, so needless to say, I stopped taking notes and highlighting and underlining stuff. So that's my only like, man. But I'll make sure you get a copy of it. Sure. It's a great book. I mean, it is a great book because he talks about and springboards off a lot of the things that happened during the Ed Litton being elected into the SBC and JD Greer thing. Like he uses a lot of that as a springboard for his conversation. All right, what do we have? Oh, so y'all talking about the Matrix and y'all talking about Star Trek. I love you guys. I love y'all so much. I'm sorry. There's no way I can say another way I can say it. I love y'all so much. Talib, I agree 100%. You are the winner. All right, what we got here? Wow. Okay, I didn't watch Picard. Like I told you, I think in an episode before, I only watched. I've watched snippets, so I've never watched like a full season, and definitely not a full episode. So I've watched snippets and I have a cursory understanding of what was going on in the show. But man, y'all calling it straight trash. Wow. I never did like Deep Space Nine. I would say that as well. I like Star Trek and Star Trek The Next Generation. I never watched. I kind of understood Deep Space Nine, but it was not my jam. I never watched Discovery. I never watched Enterprise. I never watched like that throwback one where they're like a young James T. Kirk. I never watched that either. I used to watch all the Star Trek movies though when I was young, when I was into that. But yeah. Voyager. Yeah, that was it. Never watched that either. What's going on, Samantha? Okay. I will. Okay. I like it. I'll start this week. I mean, Lord knows I could literally turn around and just do one. But I will say City of God. It's a great book. And you know what? I could do another John Bunyan. All those books right there over my shoulder, right there on the left, are all John Bunyan books. Y'all know how I feel about John Bunyan. Those are some great, man. It's just a great reads. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. So I will do that. That'll be something I'll do, and I'll let you all know when I do that. It might be a short or maybe a 3-minute. Yeah, I'm getting all these ideas right now. I had an idea I wanted to float by y'all one more time. One more crazy idea. And then I'm going to let y'all get out of here. I don't know how y'all putting up with me. All right. Okay, Rick, I've got to disagree. All right, I'm going to disagree with you. All right, Rick says Picard does not work well as a standalone character. He needs a crew. Okay, and I know I just said I did not watch an episode. I watched tons of snippets from the Picard season 1 through 3. One of the things I gleaned from season 1 was they were really leaning on heavy on the idea and the notion of what's called the old man Logan character, which is this person that who used to be young, and now they're very old and their ways have been changed, whether it be they were like a serious warrior, or they were a captain of some sort, or involved in an enterprise, whatever. But now they're old and they're like reflecting over their lives. And to me, they were really leaning heavy on that I call it the old man Logan character, but it's really just any character who, you know them as young, and now they're old. So and extremely old. So it's like a very big change from the Star Trek Next Generation Picard to the Picard Jean-Luc. And to me, they made him entirely too reflective, entirely too meta. And what I mean by that is, sorry, but most of us guys on our own are not doing a whole lot of reflecting and laying on a therapist's couch and talking out loud. We don't do that natively. Do we need to do that? Probably more than we do. There's probably an argument to be made. But from my understanding, the Jean-Luc that they put in the movie Picard was entirely he was not himself. The old Jean-Luc was extremely decisive. And that's what we all liked about him on Star Trek Next Generation, was that Picard was very to the point. He knew what he wanted. He knew what we should do. Whether it was the right, wrong, or indifferent thing, he was clear about it. And from my understanding of Picard, the movie, he was totally different. They flipped it on his head, and he was super second guessing himself. And that's why I think the crew for the Next Generation, Rick, in my opinion, always had a leader that they could respond to and move accordingly. The Picard from the movie Picard was totally not the same Jean-Luc. And they went too far in that Old Man Logan attempt, and I think they ruined the character. All right. I did a video on this. I did a whole video about this. One night we were talking about this, and I don't remember how we ended up getting that far afield. I know somebody's asked, like, Picard was the most recent, I don't remember, it was on some kind of streaming service where is basically Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek The Next Generation. They basically brought the whole crew back, or brought back the characters, and try to do like a reboot with these characters who have now aged significantly. I thought the last episode was super nostalgic, but I know some people hated it. When they had brought back all of the crew from the Next Generation, it was super nostalgic. Now, we're not going to worry about plot holes. We're not going to worry about things that didn't make sense in there. We're just going to pretend like that didn't happen. All right, let's see. Man, there's a lot of good conversations in there. Yeah, see, and that's what I believe. I totally believe that was not Jean-Luc. And that's it. Oh my gosh, Jen, yes. Okay, so I did a video a long time ago about I'm rooting for the downfall of Disney. I want to let that be known. Hey, CIA, hey, YouTube, I'm rooting for the downfall of Disney. I wait to relish in seeing them close their doors of the Magic Kingdom for the last time. I am that petty. Yes, I am rooting for the downfall of Disney. Now, the reason I'm bringing this chat up from Jen is because companies now, clearly there's blood in the water. There's mouse blood in the water, and the sharks are circling, and I am all here for it. Disney has been woke. Disney has been doing the most egregious things. And now companies like Daily Wire have decided, since Disney's properties are in the what's it called? Is it called the common use? They're in the open space now. So you can use Disney characters in certain things now. So you can use Snow White. You can make your own Snow White movie. And so I read yesterday that Daily Wire is coming out with a kids show, and they're coming out with a version of Snow White. And I want them to bring it out at the same time that Disney brings out their new woke Snow White. Oh my gosh, please let them do that. I think it's going to be hilarious if that movie does better than Disney's Snow White. That will absolutely be the nail in the coffin. So I'm here for the pettiness. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rick, Eric, all the Jean-Luc supporters. I think that's the problem. Like he was super reflective and he was not sure of himself from my understanding. And I think that's what really caused the show not to work. Also, the fact that they were controlling the whole Star Trek Enterprise from the deck. I thought that was crazy. Really? You never watched sci-fi at all? Oh my gosh. Oh no, at 82, I'm sorry. Wait, the only question I ever thought was hard. I do like Kurt. It do it like Picard. What? Do I like Picard? Kurt? Do I like Picard? Okay. Weird Al, something different. All right. Troy and Crusher look like they have had a lot of plastic surgery. I thought Crusher looked like, oh, that's messed up. Oh, that's messed up. And it's a little bit more true than false. Mouse blood and duck feathers. Public domain. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope they do. I mean, I hope they sell Disney parts of Disney off. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see Disney get sliced up and sold off to its competitors. That will be a joy in my soul. Play this, Jason, Matt Walsh. Okay. I got to tell y'all something. Wow, we've been talking about a lot of stuff. Okay. I don't know. Can somebody tell me, is Matt Walsh monetized? Can somebody tell me, is Matt Walsh monetized on what you call it, on YouTube? Well, I guess I can't get any more trouble. I can't cut and paste this. Let me grab it. I am pulling it up, Eric. All right, let's get this, add this to the stream. We're going to talk about it real quick. All right, I think somebody answered my question. All right. All right, here we go. Sorry about that delay, y'all. Sorry about that. Let's watch this trailer. Where you getting them apples from? Where you getting them apples from? That's going to be hilarious. That is going to be amazing. I'm not even a fan, but I just think that if they come out with a Snow White somewhere around the same time as Disney Snow White and it's good and it's, man, oh my gosh, that is just going to be the best. It would be just the best. That would be the best. All right. All right. Okay. Oh, that was it. Okay, Eric, for whatever reason, I can't grab that link. I'm sorry, friend. I couldn't grab that link. I thought that's what you were sending me. I It wouldn't allow me to grab it out of the chat. So I figured that's what you were sending me. So I'm sorry. And I don't know. Was it something from Picard? I don't know what it was you're sending me. It wouldn't let me grab the link out of the chat. I don't know what was that about. And I was trying not to make a fool of myself, or more of a fool of myself than I already have been. All right, let me try again. Okay, there we go. Let me grab that. Hold on one second, friend. What are you sending me, Eric? I'm trusting you, Eric. Come on now. Don't set me astray. Don't set me astray here, friend. Oh, okay. All right. So this is Matt Walsh talking about their new children's platform. It's about 17 minutes, Eric. So what I'm gonna do, all right. What I'm gonna do is just leave this available in the chat for the peeps to be able to check out, because I'm sure I will end up talking over that. But so check this out, and so yeah, because I'm gonna end up talking over that tonight. Why did I cancel? Oh, wait, what did y'all cancel? This live chat is out of control. I love y'all so much. All right, let's see what I missed. I think I don't know if they're gonna have real dwarves. Maybe they'll have kids playing it. I don't know. That's hilarious. Good night, Q. Thanks so much for stopping by. Came in late and leave early. What's up with that? Where they do that at? I need to get up out of here my own self. Y'all, wow. All right, my good people. All right, please check out this video Eric dropped. It is in the chat. It is Matt Walsh explaining the new network that they're dropping for kids programming, which I have heard good things about, though. I will say I've heard good positive things about what they're trying to do over there. So that's going to be cool. And I think that Snow White is going to be part of that, which I think, again, would be hilarious if they drop it around the same time as Disney drops their live action version of Snow White. And if it does better than that, that will just be comedy gold. I love it. Let me see what I missed. All right. Yeah, I think that's going to be fun. I might say, you know what, Eric, I will do the Matt Walsh video during the Weekend Woke. That way I can give it proper time. I'll give it proper time. All right. You beautiful people, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me on this evening. Thank you so much for checking out good Christian content creators like Berean Babes and Caldwell Apologetics. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. David Morrill is doing an interview right now on Protestia, so we definitely want to stop by and check him out. Give him a shout out. Tell him that we sent you over there. There's actually a feature that you can send everybody that's in your live stream over to another live stream. That'd be crazy. I could just send everybody over there. That's kind of wild. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for your insight. Thank you so much for those people that support me on Buy Me a Coffee. I know this started out as a Buy Me a Coffee exclusive. And I just want to say thank you all for everyone, whether you support me and give something toward that, or not, I want to say thank you so much for whatever you do, from liking my videos, hanging out with me for 2 hours, talking about randomness, or sharing my videos or commenting down below. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all very, very much. It means a lot to me. It's very encouraging to see you all stop by, even late, while I'm sitting here rambling about what I'm talking about. I really do appreciate it because it means a lot. So everybody, let's bug out of here. Eric, I will take care of that for you this week, and I'll do it this week in Woke. I'll do that, review that Matt Walsh video as well. Willie Doc, we in the wind, bro. You busy over there trying to smooch on your wife, man. We gotta go. We got stuff to do, brother. What you doing? Anyway, good people, I appreciate y'all so much. Let's do this again real soon. So I have my Jada and Will video coming tomorrow. Hopefully you'll like that. Let me know what you think about it. I got my my Jamar Tisby video coming up on Friday. It is a long one, but I think it's going to be really beneficial. And sometime this week, I'm going to be doing a video with Bible dingers. So we got a lot going on, lots of stuff happening. So thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. And until next time, everybody, I appreciate you so much. God bless y'all. Grace and peace. We're out.